Hey, I assume you already know how to make this rosette shape, but I was going to go over it real quick just in case anybody else wants to know. I'll get to the color blending thing in a minute. Just make this leaf shape. It's a simple oval, and then we're going to use the Convert Anchor tool to collapse these points. And let's just get it to relatively this correct size. Okay, and you can do this manually if you want. I mean, it's a 36 point rosette. It's 360 degrees, so it's a 10-degree angle. Draw a couple guidelines, 10 degrees. 10 degrees, duplicate, pretty simple. But an easier way to do it is actually using effect transform. So just grab our shape, effect, distort and transform, and we don't want any scaling, so just leave those at 100. And then you have to allow for your original shape, so instead of 36, we're going to type in 35 copies, and then the original angle, which would have been 360, is now 350. And then the other thing you want to take note of is you're going to need to click this little anchor point at the bottom center instead of the center, and that gets us our shape. But of course we don't have that gap here, so we're going to do a horizontal move. Let's see, we'll go positive, and let's see, 0.04, 0.83. Okay, so that's our shape, and that's a little better than doing it manually because this is a live effect. So if we make any changes to this base shape, the effect follows. So, all right, let's make a copy of that, and then we'll get to the color blending. Let's expand this. So object, expand appearance. So now we've got nice vectors. Ungroup. And let's see, at the 12 o'clock position, we've got red. Then we've got blue. Green. And yellow. Okay. And what you're going to want to do is grab these quadrants and simply go to Edit, Edit Colors, Blend Horizontally. And that's going to create that color blend more accurately and a lot quicker. And especially if you have more than 36 in there, it's going to take some time. Edit, Colors, just keep going around. Okay, so the way this gets dark in here leads me to believe it's probably in multiply mode if you're going to do it in Illustrator. You could use color burn, and you're going to have some transparency in there, or opacity actually. It might work, I don't know. I assume that this is probably all done in Photoshop as far as the blending modes go. Photoshop and Illustrator do handle blending modes somewhat different depending on which mode you're in. But this looks like the closest thing in Illustrator is probably multiply, and then probably about 50%. Of course, you're still not getting that darkness that you're seeing. which leads me to believe that it's probably Photoshop. Sometimes you can get some different effects if you add some copies. So maybe it's more like 25% with a couple of copies. It's hard to say, but you get the idea. Mess around with it in Photoshop, you'll get it. There's a little white outline on there also, so just create that real quick. Pathfinder merge or unite, object path, offset path. Let's get rid of that one. Let's group this up. Realign. Turn this white. And that's going to help you out when you put this over top of a black background, because if we have this over a black background in multiply mode, you see it's not going to work quite right. So that's why that has a white outline around it. So you're going to need that when you send it over to Photoshop. Let's see, this is actually more like 50. It's in normal mode now, so multiply 50. Oh, we had a group going on there, that's probably why. The group alters the way the blending modes work, so we have to ungroup, switch back to normal, and multiply. There we go. Then we can group it. So that's the quick way. You could do this with a blend object, but Illustrator does not really like blends on perfect circles. It can be done, but there tends to be problems. So